You guys make sure you raise your hand for the mics because we are on Facebook Live and streaming this. We want to make sure the folks who are watching this can hear, okay? Joining us right now, head coach of Cornell, Mike Schaefer. We have Alex Router and Trevor Yates. We'll start off with some questions for the student athletes. Raise your hand, we'll get that mic to you. But again, please announce your affiliation too and your name. Questions for the student athletes? Josh?
Question is for Alex. What exactly changed? Was it just the momentum change there in the second period, and you just couldn't get anything going after, or was there something specific that Princeton was doing against you?
Honestly, I think we just got away from our process and our game plan. I mean, we had a great first period. Trevor scored and things were rolling, and then I think after a couple good bounces for them. I mean, got to give them credit; they played well, but I don't think we played our best game, and we didn't really stick to our game plan and the way we needed to play.
Thanks. Up front, we have two questions up front.
Trevor, you scored your first goal tonight for the first time in a while. How'd you feel out there today?
Felt good. Like Alex said, it felt good the first period, and then took the foot off the gas, and it seemed like we were satisfied just winning the first period, and that's what happens at this late in the season. You let a team back in the game, and they took it to us, and they're playing more or not.
Princeton's first goal, sort of a weird bounce. What was missing in your team's response to that fluke goal?
I think there were a couple of good shifts after. We came out hard after that, but like you said, just a fluke bounce, and then just letting up that breakaway. I think one of their guys made a huge block, and just giving that up was pretty tough. But like even that, we were down one goal going into the third period, and we had plenty of time. No one panicked, and we just didn't really do the things we had to do to get back into it.
Other questions for the student athletes? Again, please introduce yourself so the student athletes know who they're speaking to and your affiliation. Thank you.
Russell Moore with ICTV. After sweeping Olympiad, how did you feel going into this game?
Oh, yeah, we were confident. We had a great weekend last weekend, and then maybe we were overconfident. Maybe that's something that snuck into our game after the first period. But yeah, we're definitely happy with our play last weekend, but weren't able to replicate it here for the last 16 minutes tonight.
Yeah, I think the hardest part, at least for me, is that we knew exactly what we had to do. We knew how to be successful, how to play against these guys, and we just didn't do it.
Justin Rouzier, ICTV. As you guys both mentioned, you're down just one going in the third period. How much do you think it was what you weren't doing versus how much Ryan Ferland seemed to be getting more into the game? Because even through screens, it seemed that he was just standing on his head.
Yeah, he's a good goalie, obviously. He's got a good team in front of him. I wouldn't say that, he stole the show by any means. I thought we had decent pressure, but yeah, we needed more guys in front. We needed to take more pucks to the net, and we didn't do that, so that's kind of on our end.
Hi, Charlie Novak from ICTV. I want to know the adjustments that Princeton made into the second period. Like, what adjustments did you expect Princeton to make going into the second period?
They blocked some shots. I don't think they made too many adjustments. I think it happened more on our end, where we weren't playing our game, and it allowed them to play their game, gave them time with the puck, and they're a very talented team, and they capitalized.
Anything else for the student athletes? Two more up front.
Dylan McDevitt with the Daily Sun. Alex, we've seen you guys, resilient in a lot of games this year. You guys have come back from a lot of deficits. We didn't see much of that tonight. Do you think that something was missing in that respect?
Obviously just a little bit of effort on our part. I think the biggest thing that we, hold our hat on is that, we're a hard-working team. We support each other. We support on the puck. We help out. We get second guys the puck, and tonight we just didn't have that. Especially on the big sheet, a lot of guys were isolated, and we just kind of needed, just one big play or something to get everyone rallied up. But yeah, didn't really have that whole team effort tonight.
Rafi Gunler also with the Sun. We talked all week about Princeton's really dangerous top line offensively. How do you think you guys matched up with them today?
I think we did a decent job. Obviously, they had a 4-on-4 goal, but Betsy and Groutz's line did a great job. We played a lot against them. we kept them quiet for most of the game, but you know, yeah, did a good job.
Yeah, I mean, like Trevor said, I mean, that one goal that they got was obviously a big momentum swing on the 4-on-4, but you know, it just kind of goes to show the same thing. We didn't stick to our game plan. We knew they'd be stopping short after the blue line and trying to look for guys, and you know, we didn't pick up. And you know, credit to them, they made a good play and a nice shot.
One last question for the student athletes.
Yeah, Alex, I mean, you still got, games to go here. I mean, what do you look towards next week? Just the effort, bigger effort, and another chance, huh?
Yeah, I mean, especially for Trevor and I, this is our last crack at it. It's every game's going to be huge because you only have the next one. That's all that's guaranteed. So we look forward to the selection on Sunday, and then we'll see where we go from there.
Anything else before we cut the student athletes loose? All right, guys. We appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Best of luck. We'll start off with a generic comment from Coach Schaefer about tonight's game, and then we'll field some questions. Coach, if you want to just give us a brief comment, please.
Yeah, I mean, if you told me that we'd come in tonight and we'd hold Rich's line to one shot, outshoot them, 28-18, and they'd go 0 for on the power play, I'd say that's a pretty good opportunity to win the game. That one line's a real good line offensively, and they get a lot of their offense, but it was as these guys could sense the frustration. The first goal I thought we had like we have all year long. We had a 1-goal lead, and the guys have done a tremendous job. And maybe we've been very fortunate, but the bounce off the end boards caught both our defensemen and our goalie off guard, and then and not much you can do about the offensive play where they blocked the shot. I mean, our defenseman rolled into the net, and Robinson didn't go with them. And we didn't get the shot through, and he was off to the races for a breakaway. So it was a frustrating night, and as these guys said, it was it was interesting. The response on the bench was not what we've had for all year, and I know that's our guys. Just the response was kind of surprising to us as a coaching staff that there wasn't much talk. It was and I don't know where their mindset was after they scored that second goal, whether they were feeling sorry for themselves, or thought it was going to be easier, or what. But Princeton did what they did. A couple opportunities, they capitalized on their chances, and we had some good scoring chances. We didn't capitalize. And get to this point of the year, and one game and done. It's a lot of factors got to go in your way, but obviously very disappointed for our players. I mean, they worked really hard this year and have met most challenges, and I know that they'll be disappointed themselves, and it's they've had a great year, working extremely hard to get to this point. Things kind of slipped through the fingers, and she's a long ways to get back here next year, and so it is disappointing.
Thank you, Coach. We'll open it up for questions. Josh, back here.
Yeah, Coach Josh Stephen, College Hockey News. What in specific would you have liked to have done better there in the third period? Just generate more in front of the net, or what wasn't going well for you guys there?
Well, they're a good hockey team. I mean, they got up by the 2 goals, and they sat back pretty good. They took care of the slot really well, and we forced some shots through that hit some things, and they had some big blocks, and their kid made some big saves. And when you get down by a couple of goals, against any team, it's going to be difficult to come back. And we have been fortunate this year. We came back a couple against them when they're at their rink, and as I said, I don't know if our guys just thought it was going to happen magically, had it happen again or what, but it didn't. And it wasn't, again, for the lack of effort, our guys tried. But as Alex said, we just kind of got away from a little bit from what makes us and creates offense for us. And they're a good hockey team. They did a good job of clogging up the lanes, and their goalie played well when needed.
Thanks, Coach. Right in the middle here.
Tessa Moore, ICTV. How do you think the bigger ice factored into this game?
Well, it's a factor. I mean, anybody that says it's not a factor, they're lying. I mean, on any of the coaches or any of the players, it's an Olympic sheet. It's 15 feet wider. I mean, I personally, I don't like it. I like to play on a normal sheet. There's not one team in our league that plays on an Olympic ice surface. So, when you prepare for this tournament, you shouldn't have to consider the ice surface, but we do, and we've chosen to be here. So, but it's the same for everybody. And I thought for us, we got on the perimeter tonight. It's so much ice. We didn't talk about a whole lot, but we took the path of easiest resistance. We went wide when we should have dropped our shoulder and drove to the net. We delayed when we should have turned the corner. We made an extra pass out wide instead of forcing shots down to the net. So all the teams face that, and in the tournament, so it has an impact, but it doesn't have an impact on the outcome. It just has an impact on whichever way your players decide to play it. And our guys, they chose the easiest path of resistance, which is the outside.
Thanks, Coach. We've got a couple up front.
Coach, for your team heading in the next weekend, what do you hope the mental response is to this tough loss?
Well, it's going back to the drawing board. It's going to find out what the heck were our 9 freshmen thinking about tonight. They're a big part of our hockey team, and I think sometimes we've had such a great season. People overlook that we had 5 freshman forwards, a freshman goalie, and 2 freshman defensemen in our lineup, and so it's about going back and finding out what were they thinking between the first and second. What were they thinking when they went down 2-1? What was their response? So it's about going back and making sure that the next time we play, we have a period like we had the first period, and we carry that. Doesn't matter if it's a weird bounce or a bad break or the other team makes a great play. We need to respond accordingly, and that's what we'll talk about.
Dylan McDevitt, Daily Sun. Coach, this is obviously not the end of the conference season that you wanted. You guys were, top first place regular season team. 2 questions. One, was there some overconfidence coming into this week, and do you think that the loss sets kind of a humbling tone heading into the tournament?
No, our guys respect Princeton an awful lot. It's I'm getting old, so I'm hard of hearing that question. So I'll have to go back to your second one with the band. So our guys respect Princeton an awful lot. They know they're a great hockey team, and they know they're very dangerous offensively. So there's no overconfidence in this game whatsoever. What's the mindset between the first and second? That's something we'll delve into when we get back to campus and just find out what went on. Was there overconfidence because we played so well and they didn't really get a whole lot? But that's something that we'll delve into. But our guys respect Princeton an awful lot, and we had to work hard to come back in a game, and we had a 7-1 game at home, but the 7-1 score doesn't indicate how close it was to a 2-1 game, and our guys realized that. So the overconfidence was not there. What was the second part?
Do you think the loss sets a humbling tone heading into the tournament?
I'm sorry.
Does the loss set like a sort of a humbling tone going into the NCAA tournament?
No, I don't think humbling. It's a hockey game. A couple bad bounces, they capitalize on it. I told you, it's funny. You talk about they're going to be disappointed in themselves. It's a hockey game, and what they got to figure out is, what went on within their minds of their thought process between the first and second, because we're not the same team. And if you don't have that edge like we had in the first, then good teams like Princeton is, or a bad bounce or a bad call or a good call, whatever happens, you leave it to chance. And we talk about not leaving things to chance. So we're not. Our guys are. That's what I love about these guys. They're humble. They're not humbled, but they're humble, and they've had a great year. But they know they're very fortunate. We've had a tremendous season, but not once did I think our guys are overconfident or cocky or arrogant. They've been, I said 9 of the freshmen don't even know what's going on. They get here at Lake Placid, we got to point them in the right direction like we have all year, right? So they're not humble. They came up here with big eyes and looking around at the mountains and took in everything at Lake Placid, and so they're definitely a humble group. But they'll be confident when they come back and play whoever we play next weekend.
Anything else out there for Coach Schaefer?
Justin Rouzier, ICTV. Obviously, Galatas' regular season was one for the record books and all the accolades that followed. How much do you think that fed into the pressure he was feeling to perform? You mentioned already the big scene, but how much do you think all of the regular season awards played into his led to the pressure for him to perform better?
I don't know if Matty even knows some of the awards he's won. Honestly, I mean, he is the most humble, focused, down-to-earth kid. He's quiet, and he's done a ton of interviews. But I mean, come on, the first goal that goes in on him bounces off the end boards to a kid that scored his third goal of the year. And the second one, like I said, it's a breakaway against a good player who beats him. You know, the third was Verano on a 4-on-4 play, and the kid made a great shot. Matty, I thought he didn't have much work, but he was solid when called upon this year. He wasn't the issue. So as far as if the question about all the awards and feeling pressure, maybe he felt pressure. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but I don't think his performance was poor at all. I thought he was solid. But he is quiet, very, very humble kid, and you know, very proud of him. You know, for kind of carrying himself the way he does.
All right, thanks, Coach. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.